Most people don't say they feel behind. They say things like, I should be further by now. I feel late. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But underneath all of that is the same feeling: comparison. You look around and it seems like everyone else figured something out. Someone has a career path. Someone is making money online. Someone bought a house. Someone seems confident. And you're still asking questions. This creates a quiet panic, not loud anxiety, not visible breakdowns, just constant pressure that says you're running out of time. What makes this worse is that there's no clear clock. No one tells you when you're supposed to have things figured out. So your mind fills in the blanks. By 24, you should know. By 30, you should be stable. By now, something should have clicked. But here's the part that no one explains. Feeling behind doesn't always mean you're behind. Sometimes it means you're early to seeing how shallow most paths actually are. Society teaches timelines. Graduate by this age, career by that age, success by this age. But those timelines are built for a different world. A world whose careers were linear. A world whose loyalty was rewarded. A world where stability actually led somewhere. That world doesn't exist anymore, but the timeline stays. So, people measure themselves against standards that no longer produce the results they promised. And when reality doesn't match the script, they blame themselves. But here's the truth. Most people who look ahead are often just locked in. They chose early, they committed early, they optimized early. That can look like progress, but early optimization comes with a cost. When you commit before you understand the game, you get good at playing it wrong. A lot of people aren't ahead, they're just busy. Being behind feels bad because movement feels slow, but speed only matters when direction is correct. Moving fast in the wrong direction just gets you lost quicker. This is why so many people hit their late 20s or 30s and quietly panic. They moved fast, they did what they were supposed to do, and now they realize they never stopped to ask, does this actually lead anywhere I want to be? Slowness with clarity beats speed with blindness every single time. If you're questioning things now, that's not failure, that's awareness. Awareness usually comes before real progress, but it feels uncomfortable because it slows you down temporarily. Most people avoid this phase. They distract themselves instead. Confusion isn't random. It shows up when old explanations stop working. When you're younger, you're given simple rules. Work harder. Be responsible. Do what's expected. At some point, those rules stop producing results, and your brain notices. That's when confusion begins. Not because you're lost, but because your old map doesn't match the new territory. Most people respond to confusion by numbing it. They get busier. They scroll more. They chase motivation. They look for shortcuts. But confusion is information. It's your mind saying this framework is incomplete. If you don't sit with that signal, you'll never upgrade to the new framework. People don't feel behind because they're slow. They feel behind because they don't see compounding. When effort compounds, time feels like an ally. When effort resets daily, time feels like an enemy. Most traditional paths reset effort. You work, you get paid, you repeat. Nothing carries forward. So years pass without visual accumulation. And when people look back, they don't see growth. They see repetition. That creates the illusion of being late. But the issue wasn't timing, it was structure. A lot of advice sounds like this: just pick something, stop overthinking. Everyone feels lost. That advice is well intentioned, but it ignores the real issue. Picking randomly doesn't fix a broken system, it just commits you faster to it. The problem isn't indecision, it's committing to paths that don't stack. People who succeed long term usually didn't know early. They explored longer, they tested quietly, they paid attention to feedback. That phase looks like being behind until suddenly it doesn't. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need passion. You don't need certainty. You need exposure to compounding systems, skills that grow in value, audiences that remember you, assets that don't reset overnight. Early adulthood isn't for optimization, it's for positioning. The goal isn't to arrive quickly, it's to avoid locking into something that caps you. Being early to understanding this, it's more important than any early money ever could be. You're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. But more importantly, you're comparing timelines without context. You don't see how long something took, what failed before it worked, what's sustainable versus staged. This compresses time psychologically. It makes it feel like everyone else skipped steps. They did it. You're just seeing the middle, not the beginning. Don't rush to catch up. Slow down and zoom out. Ask different questions. Not, what should I do forever? But, what direction makes effort feel lighter? Not, how do I succeed quickly? But, what wouldn't feel pointless if it took 5 years? Those questions reduce panic and increase signal. Progress will truly only start when pressure begins to drop. You're not late. You're early to realizing most paths don't work. That realization usually comes after people already feel trapped. You're seeing it before the lock clicks. That's not a disadvantage. That's a warning signal. The discomfort you feel isn't failure. It's pre-alignment. Once effort starts compounding, time stops feeling like it's against you. Until then, feeling behind is normal. You're not broken. You're not wasting time. You're not behind schedule. You're in the phase where clarity replaces illusion, and that phase always feels slow, right before things accelerate. Do not rush it. Design matters a lot more than speed.